Let's be silent before God. While eating breakfast this morning, a good breakfast, bacon, eggs, English muffins, toasted with butter, I looked at the plate, and the God who raised Jesus Christ from the dead spoke very clearly to me. He said that this one plate of food can feed an entire world. This one plate of food, eggs multiplied to infinity to meet the sense of human need, bacon, English muffins, coffee, orange juice. Wonderful breakfast. I fixed it myself. I'm proud of myself. But that one plate, if we understood the truth that's about to be revealed today, could feed an entire world. One plate feeding an entire world. Now, the laws of economics say that there's only so much to go around. The pie is only so big. There's only so much gold in the earth, copper, silver, only so much bread in the earth, only so much, and that not enough to go around to feed all of the populations that are being born now. Nothing could be further from the truth. All of the economics of the world are built upon the principle of scarcity, not having enough, populations outgrowing a limited amount of finite goods, of finite supply. This is the grand illusion that what we see, taste, touch, feel, and smell is reality. The opposite is true. If we can see it, touch it, taste it, smell it, feel it, forget about it. It is illusion. It is simply a clever illusion. In a moment, we might talk in today's tape about who fosters the illusion, who controls the hypnosis. I think you know I know his name. His name is Satan. But that's not the important thing here. The important thing to remember is that anything that's in time and space, anything that appears in time and space that can be seen, felt, touched, heard, smelled, is illusion. That is subject to change. It is not any more real than two train tracks coming together in the distance and appearing to be as one. They never join together, they just appear to be that way. I recently saw a movie in which it looked like this movie Avatar, all of the characters actually came out and almost sat in my lap. But yet, when the film was over, there was nothing but a flat white screen. It was illusion. So everything that we're looking at in the world of time and space is just as illusory as a three-dimensional movie. The 3D glasses make it look real, but they are not real characters appearing in real form before you. They are a clever illusion, an entertainment. If it appears in time and space, it is illusion. And now here is the most important statement that you're going to hear me ever make. Time and space are equally illusory. In the omnipotence and in the omnipresence of God, there is no time or space. God is omnipresent. Therefore, there's nowhere for him to go. He fills everywhere. He is infinite, so that he does not have a need for time to move from here to there, because he is here and there. He is before the here and after the there. He is the eternal God, encompassing within himself time and space. And most important of all, he is spirit. He has nothing to do with physical form, except that they become useful tools for him. But they are not him, and they are not reality. They are tools in his hands. Jesus took the 5 loaves and fishes and showed them the miracle and the spiritual principle that would have destined economists to a period of eternal unemployment because their profession is built upon scarcity, the principle of it's going to run out, the principle that it's not enough. When Jesus took the few loaves and fishes and fed the mouths of those surrounding him out of that one plate, he taught the spiritual principle that matter, or so-called matter, is merely spirit formed and therefore can be multiplied. The principle of multiplication only applies if spirit is real and forms are merely instruments in the hands of spirit, or in the nature of spirit. If the formations themselves, bread, meat, wine, and water, if all of these supply forms are subject to the Spirit of God, in fact, are the Spirit of God formed, then God can multiply them the way He multiplies populations. Out of 2, we have billions. The principle of multiplication is already at work in the wombs of Mother Nature, producing and reproducing over and over again out of the same original 2. All of the population on earth we see today is here. And everything in the wombs that are now being planted by the seeds of men will multiply and multiply and multiply. And the economists say that we're going to have a problem. We do have a problem of overpopulation. Therefore, it will be good to have diseases kill off a third, or wars, so that we, those who are remaining, can survive, because there's only so much. There's not any more bread to be had. No more. There's the principle of scarcity, and what little there's left, I'm going to keep for me and mine. Now, what would happen if the world knew the truth? That you could take one plate full of food, and if you properly blessed it and understood how it works, that food on that single plate can feed an entire world. Because if you understand the food to be spiritual and not material, then it can multiply, and does multiply, to meet the needs of an infinite number of spiritual beings, taking the form of physical flesh. It is the belief that everything in time and space, everything that can be seen, touched, tasted, felt, heard, the 5 senses testify to the truth, when the absolute reverse is the truth. Everything that you see in time and space itself are illusions, fictions, subject to change, instruments in the hands of an almighty invisible spirit, everywhere present, containing within itself and outside of itself all the true power that is, and that is spiritual power, and taking through mind, which is an instrument of spirit. Mind is not God. Mind is an instrument in the hands of spirit. God is spirit. Mind is a tool. Mind is an effect. And when that effect does not entertain the belief in good and evil, then the form, because mind is the substance of all form, reflects spiritual harmony and spiritual integrity. This is the truth. And because it is spirit, because matter is spirit formed, matter can be multiplied and never, ever become scarce, therefore denying every rule of economics that there is today, denying Marxian approaches to reality, denying democratic approaches to reality and Republican approaches to reality, government approaches to reality, because they assume that there's only so much to go around, and we're going to have wars to make sure me and mine have ours, and you're going to be denied yours because there's only so much to go around. Lift up your spiritual eyes and know that this is an infinite universe, founded and based upon spiritual law and spiritual principle, that spirit is the foundation of mind, and mind is the substance of form. And when you understand this, your plate of food can feed an entire world. One single plate can feed an entire world. Lift up your eyes and bless the food before you, and let it feed multitudes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.